the most creative way you've ever followed your parents' rules just to annoy them? When my mom made a rule that I had to spend exactly 1 hour studying after school every day, I found the perfect way to make her regret being so specific. I was failing chemistry, and instead of asking what was wrong or if I needed help, my mom just created this strict rule. She even bought this huge digital timer that she'd set for exactly 60 minutes. The thing was, she never specified how I had to study. The first day, I sat at my desk and literally just stared at my open textbook without reading a single word. When she checked on me, I was technically following her rule. I was sitting there with my study materials. She got frustrated but couldn't say anything because I was doing exactly what she said. The next day, I decided to take it further. I recorded myself reading one page of the textbook, then played it on loop while I took a nap with my head on the book. Again, technically studying. I was listening to chemistry content. My mom was getting more annoyed, but she kept insisting the rule was working. I stepped up my game. I started studying by interpretive dancing the periodic table. I'd pirouette for potassium, moonwalk for magnesium. I even made up little songs about chemical reactions that I'd sing at the top of my lungs. One day, my mom came home to find me hanging upside down from my desk chair, holding my textbook upside down too. The blood flow to my brain helps me concentrate, I explained with a completely straight face. She just walked out muttering under her breath. But my masterpiece came when I convinced my entire chemistry class to join in. 20 kids crammed into our living room, all of us studying in the most ridiculous ways possible. Some were rolling on the floor while reciting formulas. Others were juggling their notebooks. We even had one guy doing cartwheels while shouting out electron configurations. My mom finally snapped when she found us doing the molecular structure conga line through the kitchen. But here's where it got interesting. My chemistry teacher, Mrs. Thompson, happened to be walking past our house right then. She heard all the commotion and knocked on our door, probably thinking we were just having a party. Instead, she found her entire class enthusiastically engaged with chemistry concepts, even if our methods were unconventional. Mrs. Thompson didn't just approve, she was thrilled. Turns out, she'd been trying to get us interested in chemistry all year. She asked if she could film our study methods to show at the next teacher conference as an example of kinesthetic learning. That's when my mom realized something was working. My latest test had come back with a B+, way up from my usual DS. Mrs. Thompson explained that different students learn differently, and my ridiculous study methods were actually helping me remember the material. Next day, my mom replaced her 1 hour rule with something different. She said I could study however I wanted, as long as my grades kept improving. So naturally, I started studying in the most normal, boring way possible. When she asked why I wasn't doing my creative studying anymore, I just shrugged and said, "Oh, now that I'm allowed to do it, it's not as fun." The look on her face was priceless. But the real kicker came at the end of the semester. The principal called my mom in for a meeting. Apparently, after Mrs. Thompson shared our study methods, other teachers started incorporating movement and creativity into their lessons. Test scores were up across all subjects. Even invited me to demonstrate my interpretive chemistry dance at the next school assembly. I did the whole periodic table, complete with a backflip for boron, got a standing ovation. My mom just sat there in the audience, shaking her head but finally smiling. After the assembly, she handed me a new timer. This one's shaped like a dancing molecule. "Study however you want," she said, "but maybe keep the conga line outside next time."